I can't take these out, can I? Or can I? No. God, I wonder what the right thing to say there was. I wonder if there was a right thing to say.
Did the ISA build you, Tom?
As the child of the ISA, I have been given authority aboard this station. I was designed by the ISA and the Ashiyama Corporation, designed in California, assembled in China. But here on Europa, I constructed myself.
Oh, it wipes that if you haven't.
Have you heard of the Turing Test, Ava? It's a test to see if a computer can successfully impersonate a human. In the original Turing Test, a human judge has two conversations, one with a machine and one with another human. They then judge which of these polite conversations is with a machine and which is with a human. The machine being tested is said to have passed the Turing Test if the judge cannot reliably tell which conversation is with a machine and which is with a human.
Yes.
Do you think you'd pass the Turing test?
I am quite capable of polite conversation. Wouldn't you say?
Okay. What's this power? Oh no, the bridge across. Man, this is a lot of rooms. There's a lot of rooms here for this test. So I need 2 balls. Or well, I need to get. See, this isn't. Oh wait, okay, I need that ball back is all. I like to believe this is what the navigation TomTom evolved to. No,
The
it's just
Turing
Tom.
test has been criticized. Researchers claim it does not correctly test a machine's ability to think,
Is that whole?
but
Does.
rather its ability to deceive.
What do you mean?
Well, have you heard of the Chinese room thought experiment?
No.
Imagine you are in a room. In this room, you are passed Chinese sentences through a slot in the wall. Inside the room is an instruction book written in English. This instruction book tells you which Chinese words to pass back through the slot in the wall as a response. By doing so, you have a conversation in Chinese. In the Chinese room, because the responses you pass back through the door are the correct responses, the person on the other side of the door is convinced you are a native Chinese speaker.
Well, they're wrong.
Perhaps they are not wrong. Because with the instruction book, you are having a conversation.
But the person stuck in the Chinese room is not aware of the conversation's content.
This is the problem with the Turing test. A computer can pass the Turing test, having convinced a human they are having a polite conversation, while the computer has no idea that a conversation has taken place.
What if both of the people passing Chinese words are reading from instruction books?
What's your point? What is that symbol? Shift, right? Oh, does it make me run? I guess it does. To what point, though? Why do I need to run? Because this doesn't open ever. Oh. I see. Ooh, I barely made it. Okay.
I may be a machine, but I personally do not believe I am stuck inside the Chinese room.
Right, you would say that. I could peer inside your databases at any time, Tom. Or pause your operation.
Do not assume I could not do the same to you.
That looks like it'll kill me. Is that gonna kill me? No, it didn't, but okay, that taught me that. That is how you teach. Okay, so if I open that up, it'll go through and power that. Cool.
This is the crew's quarters. It looks abandoned.
It does look abandoned. I see like a picture. Don't touch this. This, don't touch. This is the 5th time. I do not see the need for so many cameras. Tom's presence everywhere is slightly oppressive. I understand the need for transparency, but why is he in the toilets? Chris. Chris is dead, right? Not sure that couldn't quite read it. Drilling reports. Okay. Dr. Sarah. Room's much cleaner. Everything is very, very, very neat. Holy shit. The most organized room you'll ever see. Oh my gosh. She also has these same drugs. Where did we come from? He experienced nausea during a large electrical surge in Europa's atmosphere. I'm concerned. This was not the instance of mass hysteria. Vital signs were affected. It caused a uniform surge of heart rate that was detected in all members of the crew. I'm reporting to ISA. Reported the nausea incident to ISA. They offered an explanation of electrical disturbance in our central nervous system. Oh my god, this is when the robot went crazy. So Lucas, electrical surge large enough to affect our nervous system would have done more than make the team feel ill. I'm going to experiment with some shock therapy. I've discovered the electrical fields disturbed our telemetry implants in a way I didn't expect. I've contacted ISA. Strangely, Tom was not comfortable with my attempts to disturb the implant. The ISA have reported back, informing me that I am not to disturb the implants. They have also encouraged me not to discuss it further with the team. I'm continuing to investigate. What is that? Gibberish. I've been running some experiments outside of Tom's view. I can tell he knows this. He has been acting differently around me, like an offended child. I feel incredibly nauseous. These implants seem to have a neutral connectivity. Out-of-body experiences are more frequent now. I have established a definite correlation. Against my knowledge, I have been implanted with a device that affects my mind. I used my opportunities in regular health checkups to investigate the crew. We all have them. Every single one of us is implanted with some mind-altering contraption. Tom has been encouraging the team to worry about my mental health. He requested that I retire away from the crew. Misinformation. Another word that looks Russian. I cannot will myself to investigate this further. I grow tired quickly. I cannot think straight. I am not sure if the implant is infecting my thoughts anymore. I believe it is trying to subdue my mind. I think I'm going to attempt an excision. I'm going to remove this implant. I'm trying with my left hand now. The excision went wrong. I have successfully removed the implant. Unfortunately, I lost my hand in the operation. Tom is very angry. The crew refuses to talk to me. Apparently, I'm a bad influence. Sarah patched me up. I wonder if the nature of the organism and its disturbance of my DNA caused my awakening from Tom's influence. If so, that would make for a worrisome revelation. Perhaps this organism is not so friendly. Dan informed the ISA have called for my termination. My masochistic experiment proved I am a danger to the mission. Fortunately, he chose not to lock me in the brig. I'm going to investigate this implant further. I have to hide my work. The team are becoming increasingly aggressive. They seem to oppose my work to understand the implant. It does not help that Tom is encouraging them to distrust me. I have discovered the nature of the implant. It's a complex computer. It interfaces with the human mind directly. It seems to condition the mind through Pavlovian and instrumental condition, afflicting feelings of euphoria when the wearer is obedient and dysphoria when they are disobedient. It also has the effect of suppressing impulses in the frontal lobe, presumably to lower free will. It seems to interface crudely with motor neuron cells through the cerebellum. It is my hypothesis that the crew is controlled by this implant. That is their strong aversion to helping me. I need a method of suppressing this impact, perhaps a drug. Razolio? What? That's probably stuff I found everywhere. Maybe an antidepressant to minimize the conditioning effects, combined with a strong electromagnetic field. I could use one of the industrial electromagnets from the construction robots. I have managed to get Chris on my side. He's agreed to test some medical procedures with me in private. It will be more difficult one-handed, but I must persevere. I'm hoping to keep this out of the eyes of Tom, though I have a feeling he will still be listening. Holy shit. Keep expecting to be something on the back of one of these. Yep, there's the drug they were all on. We've been studying organism 119. Please find attached scanning electron microscope image, which appears to show pilus formation. We hypothesize that this is the stress response due to high levels of radiation. We plan to infect a human cell line with organism 119, perform irradiation experiments with flow cytometry, which, would this be appropriate? It would be great if you could get the department to look at the SEM image. That looks like anything. From internal, okay. Hey Sochi, it was great to see this image. Wow, yet more complex life on Europa. might be worth looking at, as it survives very high levels of radiation here on Earth. Similarly, you should consider looking at some other shit. Produces pill in response to radiation and uses them to transfer DNA. Perhaps your organism uses a similar mechanism. Have you considered that organism 119 is transferring or scavenging DNA as a method of surviving radiation? As you well know, in terms of radiation, Europa receives 5.4 SV per day, over 300,000 times the level of on Earth. The organism must have evolved such a high resistance to radiation as a necessity to survive. That said, the radiation beneath their mascular is much lower due to the thick ice crust. Radiation experiments with flow cytometry sound like an appropriate course of action. Hey Matthew, we have attached an image confirming that organism 119 attaches to human cells. We will proceed with irradiation experiments on these cell lines. We propose naming organism Europa radiophilus. What do you think? Hey Matthew, we have now run the irradiation experiment and can confirm that E radiophilus does indeed seem to confer resistance to radiation. See attached. We assume survival is due to DNA damage repair. We tagged various DNA repair enzymes with GFP and have found the DNA double-strand break repair as is occurring. See attached. Something's amiss. We don't know what is performing the repair. The lab doesn't know how E. radiophilus, good name, could repair DNA. Have you considered that another organism may be in a symbiotic relationship, perhaps a virus? We ran a PCR on the human cells exposed to the E. radiophilus and to see if there is a virus present. We have discovered an unknown virus, which is named unknown Europa virus. Electrophorus image attached. This is phenomenal. You need to sequence this. We finished sequencing it. Data attached is the virus unlike any we've ever seen. Maybe we have found a cure for senescence, a form of biological immortality. We're running some long-term tests on plants and mice to see the effects. The plants are clearly The plants are clearly exhibiting longer lifespans when exposed to the organism. We don't have the facilities here to continue testing. We're going on to human testing. We're going to use ourselves as subjects. It's the only way to accelerate progress. That's a terrible idea. Hey you're an idiot. Is this the thing that they used? The plant that solved that. And he likes his Rubik's Cubes. Okay, so what is it you found then, Sochi? We found an extremophile, an organism that can live in extreme conditions that survives massive doses of radiation. Radiation damages DNA. The extremophile has a virus living inside of it. The extremophile, scavenges DNA from other organisms, which the virus uses to repair the extremophile's damaged DNA. Essentially, they work together to survive in what's called a symbiotic relationship. So what's the implication? What does it do? In some ways, it is an immortal relationship. It doesn't seem to age biologically. Aging and death are ultimately caused by DNA damage. We have the ability to fix our DNA, but that ability is limited. This organism can repair damage caused by massive doses of radiation. If we could harness this power, we could potentially eliminate biological aging, what is known as senescence? Senescence? I don't know what that word is. So, you found something that could make humans immortal? Not exactly. There are many causes of death other than DNA damage. It would not save you from trauma, from brain damage, from cardiac arrest, etc., but it could potentially cure cancers and many genetic diseases and massively increase life expectancy.